Be careful. They're not plastic.
Sorry.
What's wrong, dear? Don't tell me you were scolded by your mother.
No, she didn't do that. But she is very worried. Listen, Mrs. Nerina already knows that we've been telling her lies. She made me enter her bedroom and then she gave me a sermon.
Oh no, don't tell me you entered the bedroom of the Black Widow.
Susie!
Well, of course she's right. Her room looks very strange. It's full of things and has a strange atmosphere.
No, and cleaning it feels a lot stranger.
But everything she has is nice. Mrs. Nerina used to be very rich. But, well, her husband was sick for many years and their fortune ran out.
Well, she might be without her fortune, but still, she's very snooty.
Well, don't misjudge her, Susie. That woman has suffered a lot. You don't know the condition she was in when Mr. Anibal found her and hired her as a singer and brought her to live here with us.
Poor woman.
No, what's worst was the attitude of her children. Would you believe that they sued her when her husband died?
What? But why?
Well, those ingrates demanded that she give them the fortune she spent for the illness of their father.
Oh, no wonder she was mad at me, because I pointed out a photo and asked her if they were her grandchildren, and no, she said they weren't.
No. Yes, they are her children. She doesn't keep any other picture of them because she says she prefers to remember them as little children and not as the vultures that they turned out to be.
Father, I want to confess.
Mother, dinner is ready. They're waiting for us to... She gets mad if I go out without telling her, but she goes out whenever she wants to, without telling me.
Many years ago. And very near where I lived. There was an accident. And...
Please continue, my dear. Speak without fear. Learn to have faith in the infinite mercy of the Lord.
Yes, Father. And I...
Yes, that money is all mine because I earned it with my hard work. You didn't give me anything. Ever since I entered university, I've spent all my time working for you, and I even attended to a couple of your important clients personally.
Well, that's the least you could do. I have supported you all my life. I paid for your studies. Thanks to me, you were able to get your master's degree in England. I even gave you money to fulfill your whims.
What whims are you talking about? My studies were your duty as a father, but it's all right. It's all right. Deduct everything you think I owe you, and just return the rest.
No. There is no rest. You see, if we start accounting for everything, you'll end up owing me a lot.
It's just that, honestly, I don't know how I could have possibly opened that joint savings account with you. You see, I could never expect this of you, not of my very own father.
It is you who have disappointed me in every sense of the word.
You and I both know perfectly well I earned that money working for you. And since you boast about the example of rectitude and the honesty that you instilled in me, I'm asking you now to act according to the principles that you boast about so much, Father.
Don't treat me like a thief, because I'm not stealing anything from you.
You know what, Father? Keep all of it. It's clear that you care much more about money than you do your own son.
No, that's not true.
And for some reason, you're asking me to accept Ana Leticia and secretly get married to her. To a woman who makes me feel absolutely nothing Nothing but profound contempt.
If what you're saying is true, it really wouldn't matter to me which of the two sisters you decide to marry. Both she and her sister are heiresses to an immense fortune.
Yes, but you're saying that Anna Letitia is the best option, right?
Well, she's a complete woman in every sense of the word.
You have no idea how mistaken you are. You see, Anna Letitia lacks something much more important than just a leg. She lacks a heart.
The Alvarez del Castillos suffer a grave accident. The Alvarez del Castillo family is inconsolable. The family is dismayed, mourning the loss of one of the Alvarez del Castillo girls.
Dear heavens, please forgive me. Please forgive me.
I knew that you were staying at this hotel because I forced it out of my husband.
I'm sorry, Miranda. The truth is that, well, I didn't know if you'd want to see me or not.
What do you mean? So what happened to our friendship all these years,
Yes, but you're also a very good friend of Ernestina.
And so what?
Well, the truth is that I didn't want to put you in a tight spot. That's why I decided to see your husband alone, that's all.
Well, you decided wrong, Rodrigo. I value you as much as Bernardo. And my friendship with Ernestina has nothing to do with how I am fond of you.
I appreciate that so much. So much. You don't know how good it feels to hear such words, Miranda.
Well, although I know that you ran into Ernestina at the airport.
Did she tell you that? What else did she tell you?
Nothing. She didn't tell me anything else. Only that you saw her and you turned your back to her.
Nobody will love you with the strength that I love you, Ana Lucia.
Santiago, my love.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Ana Lucia.
It's just that, I don't know, I start to think that someday you could recover your memory, and with that you will realize that there is another woman who exists in your heart. If that should happen, then from that day onward, I'm going to stop being the most important woman to you. I'm just so afraid to lose you, Santiago.
My past is only that, my love. My past. Now I have become a completely different person. My heart and my soul now belong to you completely. Nobody can change that.
You are the first man I've fallen in love with. But you've already loved someone else. Someone that is not me. And if that woman comes back into your life, I don't know if I can compete with her.
Don't think of that now. You're just hurting yourself.
When that day comes, you're going to have to make a decision. Right now, it's very easy for you to answer that you're going to choose me because you can't remember her since you haven't seen her. But when you realize who she is and what she had once meant to you, it is I who's going to end up losing.
My love. I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. It's only I who'll have to learn to live with this fear. But there's something I'll never deny. I will never love anyone the way I love you. Can we talk? I'm very tired. I just want to sleep. I don't understand why you get like this for a pair of earrings.
It is not the earrings, Ana Laura.
So what is it then? Ana Leticia, I can't stop thinking about everything that you've told me earlier. About Uncle Mariano and all those other things.
Little sister, don't tell me you're worried about that, but why?
Well, because you were very upset. You told me things that...
What things?
Well, that you didn't want Uncle Mariano to get married, that you weren't going to allow it.
Oh, Ana Laura. It seems like you still don't know me. You know how exaggerated I am, don't you?
Well, so what?
Look, I don't deny that the news of their wedding did come as a surprise to me, but after all, if Uncle Mariano wants to get married, then he has every right to do so. No way am I going to prevent it. The only thing that really matters to me is that he be happy.
What about all the rest? What you told me about all the affection you didn't get when you were a girl. The attention you felt you weren't given.
Ana Laura, you know that I'm very intense about my affairs. Quite possessive. Very bad-tempered all the time. But you see, I'm like a volcano, exploding and then calming down again.
Yes, that's so true. I'm glad that I talked to you. I was very worried.
Did you tell anyone about my outburst?
No. No. Are you kidding? Nobody. I wanted to talk to you first.
Even though it doesn't seem so.
When I get over all the anger I'm feeling,
I feel so ashamed. So you better not mention it. It isn't worthwhile. But I'm happy to confide in you again.
And I'm happy too, Ana Leticia. And you know, with me you can explode without any problem at all. Because that's what sisters are for. Right?
Oh my goodness, I am so sleepy, can you imagine?
You didn't have dinner. Do you want me to bring you something to eat?
No, Saint Anna. You better go to your room now and dream of little angels.
You too.
Marcelo Salvatierra. Ana Leticia Alvarez del Castillo. No. None of those names mean absolutely anything to me.
I told you not to bother me again. Don't you realize how late it is for you to call me?
But Mrs. Salvatierra, come on now. Please don't try to tell me that I woke you up, because that would be a very big lie. People like you and me don't fall asleep as easily as normal people do, since we don't have a clear conscience.
Tell me, what do you want?
Well, I have some very valuable information that will be of interest to you. It's about your late husband, madam.
I am not interested in hearing a single word from you. I am not going to give you a single cent until I have confirmation that what you are telling me is true.
And how are you planning to do that,
I was in Costa Paraiso this weekend. I have began the formalities to exhume the remains of Marcelo. I asked for a DNA test to be carried out to confirm his identity, so that as soon as I have those results in my hands, and if it's true that the person buried there is not my husband, then I am going to get in touch with you so that you can find him. Santiago.
The juice is here. Why are you here?
Nothing. I came for a glass of water.
You couldn't sleep either?
More like I woke up because of a nightmare.
I haven't been able to sleep a wink the entire night.
How come?
Tell me about your nightmare, What happened?
It's not the first time I've had it, and it always makes me feel bad. Well, you see, it's not really a nightmare because it's more like a strange dream that I don't know how to explain.
You can try me.
I see 3 faces of mine. That is, my face 3 times, as if my face were reflected 3 times in a crystal in a large mirror. But the one thing that scares me is that all of a sudden I see 3 girls. Little ones, they're exactly the same. They have the same hairstyle, the same dresses. But what affects me the most is that they look so sad, and that wakes me up.
And it's you as a little girl?
I don't know.
How come you don't know? Doesn't your mom have any photos of you as a baby or a little girl?
Yes, she has. I have one of my first communion that was taken when I was 7 years old. I have some from school.
Then you are not really sure who those little girls are.
No, I tell you, it's a pretty strange dream. Yes, it distresses me.
No, I don't think it will last. I'm very sure that with a tight embrace and a kiss from me, you'll get over it soon enough.
Yes, I'm getting over it. Now you tell me why you can't sleep.
So what's been worrying you?
I have the names of a couple. They're married. Neither of them mean anything to me, but even so, I can't get them out of my head.
Could it be that you're becoming obsessed with recovering all of your past and you want to find some sense in everything?
It could be.
And who are those people?
Remember when I mentioned that when I went to the apartment of Iñaki, I had the sensation of being there before?
Yes.
He agreed to investigate the identities of the previous tenants and, it turns out that one of them passed away, and that's why they left the apartment. By the way, the name of the woman is very similar to yours. You share the same initials, actually.
Oh, really? What is her name?
Ana Lucia.
Mother, what's wrong?
No, you see, when I woke up and I didn't see you in bed, I got a bit scared.
I just came for a glass of juice and I ran into Santiago here.
Well, it's very late, honey. We can continue talking tomorrow. Come on, let's go.
All right.
Good night, Santiago.
Have a good night.
Sleep well.
Oh, how we have to sacrifice ourselves to maintain our figures, huh?
In your case, you don't maintain it. You reduce it.
Oh, you're so cruel, Anna Letitia.
No. In here, all that's cruel is your hips, my darling.
Hello. Oh, hey, you've beaten me this time.
Listen, Regina. Does the invitation of your cousin for this weekend still stand?
Of course. You're going, Anna Letitia, am I right?
Of course I am. I feel like I'm having some fun.
Hey, Danielle is going to be happy.
You can't imagine how much.
What a pity. Honestly, Regina, I'm sorry, but your cousin doesn't interest me in the least.
Don't be like that, Anna Letitia. Obviously, the poor soul adores you.
Oh, but listen, don't feel sorry for my cousin Paulette.
You're absolutely right. Look, I like him. We're friends, nothing else but friends.
Okay, I'm going to the sauna. I have to continue dehydrating myself.
Stay there half an hour.
Oh, I almost forgot. I have some gossip for you. But maybe you've already heard about it.
Gossip about what?
Your Uncle Mariano.
Well, what about my Uncle Mariano?
Well, it turns out that a friend of the mom of Danielle is going to sue him, if she hasn't already done it.
And why is that?
Well, my aunt made a comment about it when we were having dinner the other day. She said that it was about the rental of some commercial unit or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, she told us that this woman, she wants to tear him to pieces.
Look, you have nothing to worry about.
I hope so.
This way. Go on ahead. After you.
You see? He can't even arrive on time. No. I tell you, he's the worst. This guy thinks he's the king of the world.
Don't exaggerate. The hearing was moved to an earlier slot. He probably just received the notification.
But if he doesn't show up, is that favorable or not?
I told you the case is not that simple.
Oh, come on! You're supposed to be a good lawyer.
Well, yes,
Good
thank
morning.
you.
Good morning.
Oh, he's here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, counselor.
Good morning, counselor.
Good morning, ma'am.
We can go now.
After you, ladies.
I'll wait for you here.
Good morning, Audrey.
Oh, your uncle's out. He went to the courthouse with Counselor Cedilio.
Oh, yes, the lawsuit. I just heard about it. Hotels, receptions. What's this list for? Oh, of course, for the wedding of my uncle and Jenny.
That's right. I've been comparing the proposals. You know that above all, we have to check the quality of the services of each one.
Of course. That is very important. Now your hopes have been dashed, my dear Adriana.
What do you mean?
Don't deny it. I found out long ago you were in love with my uncle. By the way, has Iñaki arrived or did he oversleep once again?
He always gets here ahead of you. But he just left to see a client.
Very good. I'll just be in my office.
You must be my visitor at 10, Iñaki Najera, at your service.
Ramiro Fuentes.
Ramiro, it's a spectacular apartment, you know? If you decide to rent it, you won't regret it.
Well, according to the advertisement on the internet, it said that there were 2 vacant apartments in this building here.
But one has just been rented. I have to confess that I got it. I just can't miss the opportunity. They gave me an excellent price.
And so if you manage to convince me, you and I could end up being next-door neighbors.
I'll convince you. I'm very sure you won't find anything like it here. So what then? Do you want to see the apartment or not?
You know, a good friend of mine used to live right here in this very building.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, then I guess you must know it well. You're saving me the work. Let's go this way.
All right.
Why the long face? Don't tell me you did badly.
How can I explain
Well,
to
it seems
you?
that this case is closed, right?
No, don't count your chickens just yet.
But the judge ruled in my favor.
Well, just so that you know, this is the first round.
Do you want to appeal?
Well, yes, of course I do. This case is not over yet, Mr. Alvarez del Castillo.
Look, ma'am, I'll give you some advice. Don't wear yourself out. Don't waste my money nor my time. You can appeal, but the result will still be the same. I suggest that you consult with your lawyer.
Let's go, Julieta.
Let's go. We'll be on our way now.
I want you to get one thing clear. You may have won this battle, but not the war.
What happened?
She's crazy. She said she wanted to appeal as a favor.
Well, you don't have to worry. There's no way her lawyer's going to agree to that. In fact, she confessed that this entire situation is making her very uncomfortable, and she knows perfectly well that she cannot win this.
Well, if it's up to Mrs. Betancourt, she can hire another lawyer just to make my life miserable.
Well, you're right about that, Mariano. She's a very interesting woman, don't you think?
What? You think she's interesting?
Well, there's no denying that now.
Then let me tell you that that kind of woman, who thinks that all men are chauvinists, isn't my type. Let's go.
What do you think?
I like it.
Yes, it has very nice finishings. Look, if the rent is all right for you, we can sign the papers whenever you want. Now, my advice is do it as soon as possible because there are many people interested in this apartment.
Now, is that 2 months of full deposit, or are you asking for a bond?
Either of the two, but the bond is always better.
Well, I see. In that case, let me start the process, and I'll just get in touch with you after a few days.
No, are you kidding? We'll just do that formality for you.
That's perfect.
Will it be all right if we meet at my office tomorrow?
Ooh, sorry, that's not going to work for me. Now, you work at Alvarez del Castillo Real Estate.
Well, we are the best.
Well, you see, this information wasn't in the ad on the internet. There was only your own cell number.
Is there a problem?
When Mariano Alvarez del Castillo finds out that I'm the person interested in renting out this apartment, he's going to refuse.
I didn't know you knew each other. Hey, but business is business.
Well, in this case, just believe what I say. Anyway, I really appreciate you for having taken the time and showing me around the apartment. Huh?
Let's see, wait a minute. Well, I'm the one in charge of selling these apartments. I mean, you'll sign the contract with me, not with Mr. Mariano. If you have the bond, the guarantor, and pay the rent on time, you won't have any problems with Mr. Mariano. I'm quite sure of that.
All right.
Let me discuss this with him, and I'll get back to you.
Very well, very well. But it's better to continue looking, huh? Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Got it. Anyway, let's keep in touch.
All right.
Marcelo Salvatierra. Ana Leticia Alvarez del Castillo.
Hey, buddy! You got a passenger!
Oh, hello. Get in. Central del Sur bus terminal.
Thank you. I will call you so you can come for me.
Yes, of
Bye.
course, miss.
Ana Laura,
No, Ramiro, no.
I'm begging you to hear me out. I swear to you that after you listen to me, you never want to see me. I'll respect that.
But I told you that I don't want to talk to you. I'm not interested in any of your explanation. To me, everything is quite clear.
Please do this for the affection that you once felt for me.
I said no.
Just a minute, please. If you don't listen now, I won't leave you in peace for a single minute. I'll follow you wherever you go. You will find me everywhere else. You'll even see me inside your soup. I won't stop insisting until you let me explain to you.
Do you promise that if I listen to you now, you won't try to see me again?
Yes. Yes, I promise you.
All right then.
My car is right over there. Huh? Shall we?
I can manage.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure. This way.
Are you here for work or for pleasure?
Let's say it's both. I have never left my hometown, and I think I already deserve it.
Well, you're right. Life can't only be all about work and work. We gotta enjoy some time,
Yes.
right?
Listen, is it very hard to advertise in a newspaper? You see, look, I have some properties in my hometown that I want to sell.
Ah, if you want, I can take you tomorrow wherever you want. You can just hire me by the hour and you have a car and a chauffeur.
That sounds all right to me. When we arrive at the hotel, we can reach an agreement.
Yeah, sure.
This seems to be a very big city. If everything goes well, I'm sure I'll be thinking of staying to live here.
Well, I won. I'm totally right.
But you said she will appeal.
Well, she'll do it, but she has no chance. And all of the tenants already signed the settlement, and some welded everything legally.
Yes, and I'm just hoping that this trial does not end up costing even more money.
With regard to that, don't worry. It's very good business, and it will give you very good profits. Yes, Adriana, what is it? Yes, put her through. Jennifer. Hello, darling. Of course I miss you. This month does feel like forever. Oh, yes, I imagine that. Well, resigning from the company must have been very difficult for you. But don't worry, you're going to have a lot of work here. In fact, I just bought a building and I need someone to help me renovate it. I miss you very much too. I love you. Hugs and kisses. Goodbye.
And so, everything is going extremely well.
Well, fortunately, yes.
Mr. Guerra.
I don't know why you brought me here. We were just going to talk.
Well, because this was our favorite restaurant, remember? You love the desserts in this place. Would you want the caramel-filled crepes that you always ordered?
No, thank you. Please don't make this meeting more uncomfortable. Just go straight to the point, Ramiro.
All right, Ana Laura. I'm simply begging you to let me talk, and please don't interrupt me until you've already heard every single word that I have to say to you. Now, these past few days have been the worst days of my life. Everybody has spurned me. My own father has kicked me out of my house. Your grandmother thinks I'm a no-good scoundrel. And you've locked me out of your heart.
You really deserved it, Ramiro.
I feel completely devastated. And it seems my soul is shattered. I can't even sleep. Your disdain, your utter lack of trust in me has broken me completely. But you've been so unreasonable with me. Although I don't blame you in any way. You have so many reasons in the world to think the worst of me. But you see, everything is a big lie. Ana Leticia has made up everything precisely to separate the two of us.
You're incredible. Now it turns out that the one to blame here is my sister. Are you aware of what you're telling me?
I ask you that you would please let me finish, Ana Laura. When you came over to my house, you believed that you saw Ana Leticia and me, we were kissing. But the truth is, she was the one who was kissing me. She took me entirely by surprise, but I swear to you, Ana Laura, I swear she did it on purpose, knowing precisely that you were there.
Are you still blaming my sister?
Ana Leticia is nothing like you think she is. I swear by the memory of my mother's soul that I've never been interested in Ana Leticia. You see, I can't even believe that you don't realize it. Ever since we were children, I'd been by your side, Ana Laura. I fell in love with you even before I even grasped the meaning of love. You are the true love of my life.
You're just saying that now. But you have never looked at me as a woman, Ramiro. You've always had your girlfriends. You were even going to marry one of them.
You know perfectly well that Gina entered my life by deceiving me.
And I also know that if you hadn't found out about her lies, and maybe by this time she would have already been your wife.
You're very much mistaken. You see, I believed I was in love with Gina. The truth is, a part of me always felt terribly guilty. Now, I should have realized it way before, but she engaged me in an entirely different way. I was bewildered. I was deeply immersed in our relationship. I didn't realize just how confused I truly was. It only dawned on me in the morning of my wedding. I woke up that day with a terrible feeling. I didn't feel happy because I knew that I was about to commit an act of betrayal on myself. All I could think about was you, and of our childhood. All the moments that we shared. I realized that there's no place and no other person in the world that will ever make me feel even half of what I feel whenever I was with you. You are my peace. You are the only woman who makes me happy. Whenever I am not with you, I feel incomplete. Every waking moment I think of you. Whenever I see something, I'd imagine what you would say, what you'd think about a book that I've read. That went on until my wedding day, and then everything made sense. I realized that if I got married, I would commit the worst mistake of my life. I would be married to a person whom I had nothing in common with, and whatever she'll give me won't fulfill my heart nor my soul quite the way that you've always done so. Later that morning, I was determined to cancel my wedding. And then I saw Marcelo, and then he showed me all the evidence about Gina's past. And that, of course, reaffirmed the decision that I had already meant to see through. But the primary reason is really you.
Ramiro, for
because the greatest love that I've discovered is the one I feel for you. And now that I finally realize it, I have no plans of losing it. I just can't stay away from you. I truly love you with all my heart. I only experience true happiness by your side. Ana Laura, I love you.
I don't know what you gain by hurting me. And why do you want to keep making fun of me, Ramiro?
Look, I swear I'm not making fun of you. Please believe me. On the contrary, it's you who keeps hurting me deeply with all your doubts. Yes, I know that everything makes me look guilty, but it's Ana Leticia who's stalking me.
How can you even say that, Ramiro?
Because it is the truth. Ana Leticia wants to drive me away from you. Your sister is determined to destroy our love.
Ramiro Fuentes is interested in renting that apartment?
Yes, but as soon as he knew that I was working in this agency, he was very upset. Do you know the problem between him and your uncle?
Yes, and they are pretty serious.
No, tell me, huh?
No, I don't want to. Those are delicate issues in the family.
Don't be too nosy.
Okay, then, as you wish. Fine, I have to rule out Ramiro Fuentes. Now I have to find another client who will be interested in the apartment.
You know what?
Call Ramiro up and ask for another meeting. But this time,
It will be me who will give him the terms. And if he accepts, then the apartment is his.
The contract, Ana Lucia, belongs to me.
I'm not taking it away from you. I just want to help you close the deal, and that's all. But anyway, the best thing for us both is for my uncle never to find out about this.
All right.
Good.
But in exchange, do me a favor.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
For you?
Yes, it's nothing special. I'll show you a picture of a friend on the phone. I just want you to tell me if you know him, that's all.
Let's see, I don't have any friends in your social circle. Think about it, there are zip
Tisha,
codes.
It will cost you nothing to look at the photo.
Okay, let's see. Even for that, you're so slow. My goodness.
It's the last photo.
There must be something you don't want me to see.
No, I have nothing to hide.
Oh, how about this
the
one? Oh my goodness.
Hey, I didn't give
well,
that
I
to
think
you
you're
too.
such a narcissist.
You don't have to
take
look at my
pictures of yourself in
pictures.
the
It's the last
shower.
picture.
This
Just look
phone
at
is
that.
so cheap.
Look at my friend's picture. That's it.